Hey guys, just want to kind of go over the math for lesson 2 location. This is some of the examples here that they give you before you do the math, and I believe it's after you do the reading. I'm going to read them and kind of just talk you through what to do with these, okay? Calculate ROI, that's return on investment. If your restaurant, nets profit, which means after they've made revenue, they paid their expenses, they make 173,000. Your expenses total 51,000, and your total investment in the restaurant is 1,250,000. So what we're trying to accomplish here is that we want to find out what our return on investment is. And when you look right here, that's what you see as what we're doing. That is the formula. So it's just plug and chug. The big thing is just remembering that formula. Okay. So it's saying ROI. So that's what we're finding. We're trying to find return on investment. So what they're doing, they're going to take net profit, which we know from up here. Um, well, this example is taking our net profit minus in our expenses. Okay. So 173 minus 51. So right there. And that would be an example of that would be maybe some royalty fees, some extra expenses on top of what we already our normal expenses are. Okay, um, so then that gives us 122,000. Okay, so now we plug and chug. We take our net profit now, which is this right here. Okay, so 122 divided by total investment, which they tell us right here, and then we're going to times it by 100. You do order of operations, so this divided by this, and then you multiply it by 100. So this divided by that will equal a number. Then you multiply by 100, gives you 9.76. So that's what they're saying. They're trying to say that if I dumped in $1 million or $1,250,000 after business, they're saying that what I should have make or I should make on top of what I invested will be 9.76%. Okay. Now let's look at the next problem. Example A. Your goal is 20% return on investment. You're going to invest 100,000 and expect net profit of 5% of revenue. Okay. What will your revenue have to be? If you make 20% return on investment on a $100,000 investment, your net profit equals 20 divided by 100 times 100,000. So it's saying right there, what they did right here is that we're trying to find 20% of 100,000. Okay, so when we think about proportions, the way I showed you guys, remember how I would say, x over something and then x over 100. We always know the 100 is our big thing. Well, in this problem, the x is actually going to be over the $100,000. So we're going to have x over 100,000, and it's going to be equal to 20% over 100. To do it even easier, all you're doing is you're going to take 100,000 times zero point 0.2, because 20% in decimal form is 0.2, and that will give you $20,000. Okay, it's easy math. It's just remembering it. It's not doing it. It's remembering what to do. That's the big difference when you deal with business math. It's remembering what type of math I'm doing, not how to do the math. So now we got 20,000. That is our goal net profit. Okay, or for our return on our investment. Now it's saying if net profit is 5% of revenue, how do we calculate that? Well, we are going to take revenue or the net profit that we made, which was 20,000. We're going to times it by 100, and then we're going to divide by 5, and that equals 400,000. Okay? So what's going on here in this problem is that we're kind of working backwards. Okay? We are already given we're working backwards. We're saying that we're going to calculate our profit. And really all we're doing is saying 20% on this. Okay, that's all that matters. That's all that matters in this math problem. Your goal is 20%. You're going to invest $100,000. So what the end goal? Return on my investment. Well, let's think about return is what I need to make in addition, and the word investment is what I put in. That's all I got to worry about in this whole math problem. Well, what I put in was this. What my return on investment is this. Okay, so that's what the first problem right here did, as I'm just recapping. Okay, so we took the 100,000, we found 20%, and that gave us $20,000. That was our return on investment goal. Okay. Now we need to find 5% of that. Okay, and that is saying our revenue, that was giving us what our total revenue was. So this is how I was talking, we're working backwards. Okay, so the revenue, because we don't know revenue, we know our profit, but we don't know revenue. It's kind of goofy to think about it. But in the end, it tells us up here that whatever we got for this answer right here. So in the case of this problem, we find this number, and what that number that we get out of this is that this number is 5% of an unknown number. So that's what we're trying to do. We don't know what our big number called revenue was. They gave us all the things worked afterwards, like what we did a couple weeks ago. But this is working backwards. Okay? So after I found my 20%, then I'm going to find out what that is 5% of. So that's how we got it right here, where it's saying it'd be 5 over 100 and then 20,000 over x, and we would be solving for x. This problem will be done on the math board, or on the board in the front as an example, but I just want to kind of quickly give us somebody, in case they didn't catch it when I did it in class, you have another opportunity to hear it again. Okay, so the example will be on the board for this problem.